everybody, and welcome to our third week of camp. Can you believe it? The time has just gone so fast. I hope you've enjoyed yourself over the last few weeks. We had a fantastic time camping. It was so fun to hang out with our little itty bitties. We have 3 grandchildren, and they are just so cute, and it was fun just to get up with them and play with them all day, and we just had a delightful time. But it certainly is an adventure staying in a tent and being awake with the animals at night. They would get on our table, and for some reason they liked to eat my tablecloth. I don't know what's up with that, but it was a great time. But I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to be at camp. So I am excited for our cards today. They are just part of being high adventure, I think, is hiking. Now, my version of hiking and Lane's version of hiking are probably different things. So we're going on my version of a hike today. And of course, part of the fun of hiking is taking photos along the way. So that's kind of what our cards represent today, is photos that you might snap along your hike. So the first one I have here is our keep climbing. And I think it's so cute. I just love these little mountains, snow-capped mountains with our little starry sky in the Polaroid frame. I just think that is the cutest. I love the Polaroid frame, and it doesn't matter what you put in it. It is so cute. So I thought this is the card that we'll work on first. So I have my supplies here, and it's card cutout number 280. Now there are 2 sizes of the Polaroid frames, and this is the large with then some small cutouts. And then there is also a medium size, so you can watch for those. So we have our card cutout 280. We have our card cutout 282 that has all of our sentiments. There are really fun sentiments on here. And the thing I like about this card is it could be an encouragement to someone. It could be a celebration that you did someone. There's sentiments here that say, you did it. And then one step at a time, climb on, happy trails. There's just so many sentiments that you can use when you're creating this card. One is climb on, oh, the paths you've climbed. And then there's another one that we'll be using in this card. I'm going to make a slightly different version than the mountains that we see. We also use card 278. I always feel like the song Purple Mountains Majesty when I see this. And then we have our tea-stained stripes and our starry night. So we will go ahead and I will just show you a few tips and tricks along the way as we create this other card. And the supplies we're going to use on this one is we're going to use our tea-stained light, our page collage reversed, our moose cutout number 305, our wild flowers. Of course, I would not be the same without your wild flowers. So, and then the card cutout 280. So we'll start there. Let me just set these aside, and I will quickly cut out number 280. And again, I'm just using my big scissors because it's big, a big object to cut out. The lines aren't perfect, and you can just really snip and go. Now, there's a couple of ways of using this Polaroid frame. Don't you think this is the cutest? I honestly, anything you put in the middle of it, it's cute. But this one, I wanted to have a background show through, and so it really is like a picture of something. So I just use my X-Acto knife, and again, because this is whimsical, you don't have to be perfect in your cutting. And when I'm cutting with my X-Acto knife, make sure you have something behind you so you're not damaging your work surface. And then when I'm doing straight lines like this, I really am just dragging my X-Acto knife along the area, and you'll see it is not a perfect cut, but it will accomplish our task. Look, is that just not the cutest? I just love these little frames. So what I want to use behind it this time is the reverse collage. So I am just going to roughly measure So I make sure I have enough area. So maybe 2 3/4 by 3. So I'm going to do 2 3/4 by 3. Let's get my little trimmer here. And I'll measure 2 3/4. Now, this area that I'm trimming, there's a lot of blank space there. So I think I'm actually going to start. I'm going to, let's see, we'll go this way. So 2 3/4. And then did I say 3? I think I did. I hope I did. Oh, whoops. And now I'm just, yeah, that works perfectly. Now you can, so you'll want to make sure, if you care, that the writing is going the direction you mean for it to. And I just think using plain old Scotch tape or whatever adhesive you want, because we're not trying to add any dimension there or anything. So just doing that really holds it in place if you want to do something close to this edge, because it is really close. And if the tape hangs off, you can easily just trim it off with your scissors. And then what I thought would be fun, because you never know what you're going to see when you're on your hike, but we saw a moose, and so I thought that would be a fun thing to feature in our picture. But I wanted to remind you that when you're cutting out the moose, if you'll notice, the antlers are spread apart, and that is just the right distance to go behind his head. So if you leave them attached, it makes it a lot easier, not trying to do so many little pieces. So let me just grab a little mounting tape here. And I'm just going to put a little strip along. Now I want to use the mounting tape because I think it's fun to give a little bit of dimension between his head and his antlers. So position those how you want. Now, I debated back and forth whether to use the scarf or not, because I thought the scarf was so cute. But I actually like it better without the scarf for this purpose. But look how cute he is. And again, I'm going to use a little bit of mounting tape. And I'm going to put some on his nose. And I think I'll put some on his antlers, just so they have a little bit of dimension as well. So look how cute he is. He honestly just can't get any cuter. I think he is so fun. But then I'm like, oh, we have been on a hike amongst all those wildflowers. And so I am also going to use a few of the flowers. Let's see, card cutout 308. And I'm just going to kind of sprinkle those on. And I would use mounting tape on those as well. Just gives a little bit of added dimension. So I already had some mounting tape on here, but it wasn't very sticky because I'd used it when I was practicing. So I have just used double-sided tape on top of my mounting tape. So, and then I'm just going to add a few leaves. And something else I like to do when I'm making, sometimes I'll just pinch the leaves just a little bit like that. It just gives a little more dimension. And then you can either lift up the flower if you want and reposition it with the petals. And then you can just arrange your little leaves how you would like. But I think that is just so cute, that cute little moose we saw on our hike and the little wildflowers we collected. And then the hardest part for me with this card was what background to put it on because so many of them looked so cute. But I just went for our tea stained light. I've really enjoyed this paper. I'm just going to quickly cut us a card there. Fold it in half. Of course, you can score it first, but one thing you might want to do is use a stylus or a bone folder and just tighten your little fold down there if you want. But then we just positioned him on the card. And I'm just using mounting tape. No, I mean double-sided tape. And then the sentiment that I chose to go with this guy, you can see I didn't get my card exactly square. But I will tell you, there is not a card in the store that is exactly square either. So don't let it bother you, but we did straighten out a little bit. But I thought the sentiment that goes so cute with this, the best view comes after the hardest climb. And I just thought, oh, that's such a perfect thing because sometimes Lane's hikes are really hard. But I don't think our hike today was too bad as we caught a glimpse of this moose. Anyway, isn't he just cute? I think he is really fun. And I think you're going to have fun no matter what you find to put in your little Polaroid frames. So the other card, let me just grab the supplies quickly. Okay, so we have our card cut out. This is not the right one. Let me grab it here. It's card cut out 280, and it's using these small ones here. Our card cut out 308, and then our first floor newsprint, which I really enjoy too. And I just thought I would give you a little history or background on this card because I know you can all make this card. So what I did or what I wanted to do is I loved mixed media. It is so fun to just be able to combine so many things. And so that's kind of what we have going here, but we're just using things that we already have. So I just tore a little piece of our brown bag, and you each have one in your kit. And it is about 4.5 inches by 2 3/4. But that's just, obviously over here it's skinnier. So that really isn't the point to get the exact size. You just want a little background because, when you're on a hike, when you're on a high adventure, you don't have all your trimming supplies and everything that you might use at home. So we just used a piece of our brown bag that we had, and then we cut out the small. Let's see, it looks like you could use these two as well. Card cut out 281. So we just cut out those frames, and then we just put cut out and put the flowers just like they are little Polaroids of the wildflowers that we saw. And then I just love when you're doing things how you can just use masking tape or whatever kind of tape you have. But I wanted to do something that felt like washi tape. I really think washi tape is fun. So I just cut out a couple of pieces from card cutout 309 and put it on here like washi tape. And of course you could use staples, like you could staple these things on, you could staple this on. In fact, I have my little stapler right here. You can't, but my stapler is not working very good. But you can just staple some pieces on. You could staple these little flowers on. I just think as you picture the tent of an archaeologist or somebody who's out on a great adventure, how they have their bulletin boards just filled with all their clippings of things they found, notes they've taken. And that brings me to, I wrote on here wildflowers. I thought it was just cute to have a little sentiment to go with the wildflowers. Um, but I didn't want it to be a separate thing. I wanted it to be like I'd written a handwritten little note on these Polaroids I took of the flowers I saw along the way. So that's why I did it in handwriting, which I know some of you can say, I don't want to use my handwriting, but you've got to. It is so fun. And just use pencils. So if you don't like the first round, go erase it and try it again. But it's fun. It's just soft, subtle, but yet I think it adds a fun touch. And if you know what kind of flowers these are, you could just even put the actual names, not wildflowers. Like I suppose I could have written daisies here, maybe posy here. That's about as scientific as I get for flowers. Anyway, I am so glad we're back in camp. I hope you have had a great first day, and I look forward to tomorrow. Happy camping!